Alrighty, everybody. Good morning. Let's see if we can get a game in. It is bright and early today, and with the white pieces. Okay, it's bright and early. I have not. What am I trying to say? I've got meetings going on all day today, and we've got the lawn care guys are supposed to come in, and so I'm trying to get a game in before the mowers show up to cut the grass. So we're going into a Queen's Gambit Declined line. I'm not familiar with this. I'm going to go ahead and defend with my pawn, so that way I can go ahead and open up my light square bishop. So this is pretty natural development here. We're going to go ahead and get our knight up and developed. Now my opponent could swing through here. Let's go ahead and I'm going to shift my I don't know if I want to shift it back here or to here. To be honest with you. Let's just go ahead and castle. That's the smart move, right? Just castle. That's the smart move. Just get it done, get it over with, and we don't have to deal with it anymore. This bishop needs to find a home, and I'm trying to decide where I want that home to be. The knight is now defended, so I can push a pawn if I want to. But I don't need to push that pawn. Realistically, I should push my a pawn or my h pawn. Okay, so now my opponent is backtracking a little bit. Let's go ahead and get our... Oof. Well, my opponent is castled, so that rook is gone. So if I accidentally open up the h-file, it's not the end of the world. But the idea here is stopping the knight coming down, because if the knight comes down, then my opponent has two attackers on the h2 square. And now we've got that handled. All right. So... we'll go ahead and bring our queen up here to c2, and then when we rotate our bishop back, then... No, I guess we don't, because the knight is still there. Maybe we bring our knight into the game? So my opponent has spotted that this diagonal is shut down. The question is, do we bring our... I'm going to go ahead and push e4 now. Yes, it is attacked, but it is defended. But more importantly, it opens up this diagonal. So now the question is, how aggressive do we get? There is nothing to prevent my bishop from just hanging out on h6. Is that too aggressive, though? So I'm stopping here on g5, because that immediately puts pressure on the queen. No, I can't defend because it captures, and we lose the queen. So instead, we're just gonna go ahead and go for it. So now we're in a super aggressive position. I am not in love with this position at all, but Mm. Now, if I can get my queen here to here to here. Oh, that's going to be impossible. But, okay. All right. If there's a trade here, then I can threaten mate right here. So let's allow that. I'm gonna put a little bit of pressure on this knight here. Continually expanding in the middle. If my opponent trades, I'm actually gonna allow the trade to happen. All right, so our knight is now gone. I have to watch out because my queen is undefended. Now the bishop's undefended. All right, so I've got to leave the queen here. I have a little bit of an alignment issue, which I'm not happy with. I'm assuming my opponent's going to make this trade. And we drop a piece at the end of that exchange. All right, so you know what? That was a little overly aggressive, and it did not work. So notice my queen is undefended. I can't capture. We'll just go ahead and defend. There is a fork. No, there's not. I'm assuming my opponent's going to trade here. If they don't, now there's a fork. Might be able to get some material back. I'm way down on the clock now, though, which sucks. You know, this is what happens when you play games way too early. All right. Damn it. So the fork is gone. We're going to drop a couple of pawns here at the end now, too. So maybe not. Maybe not. But wait, we're down 2 pieces? How did that happen? Wait a minute, what did I miss? Right. Of course. Of course, of course, of course. Of course we are. Now, this is a conundrum for my opponent because they have trapped their rook. They move the bishop, they drop the rook. So maybe not quite so conundrum. So I get a little bit of material back, but somehow I dropped the second piece in all this. I'm not doing my calculations correct, am I? My opponent is playing extremely well. Extremely well. I'm going to drop another pawn. I think this game is about over because my opponent can just slide here, put me in check, force me to move. I'll probably go here onto h1 where I've got some protection. I do have to be careful because bishop here. I was just about to say, because this can become checkmate if I'm not careful. If the bishop ends up here. I'd really like to eliminate the dark square bishop. The dark square bishop is my nemesis right now. The dark square bishop up here can prevent me from escaping if my opponent, and basically give me back rank issues. So I get one piece back, but I lose a pawn in the process. So now my king is pretty well safe. Can't go there. Damn it. I might be able to squeeze one more pawn out of it, but I'm still down a whole piece. These two connected pass pawns could be extremely deadly, so I've got to eliminate them. Opponent has a free check that I can hide. Keeping my bishops on dark squares as long as possible. But now my opponent has a free rook they can roam with. And I just don't have the time to do anything. I probably should have come out this way, actually, to be honest with you. Oh, can't go there. Ha, damn, I'm trapped. So I'm trapped. My rook can't get under the king. My rook can't come to the second row. My rook can't stop on the third row, and if I move it past, my own king blocks me from defending. All my opponent has to do is essentially slide his rook over and bring it down. Or even easier, just slide the bishop over. So 4-minute time difference. My opponent played very, very, very well. I really want to just, honestly, this was just a Queen's Gambit Declined. We know these lines. I really just want to look at that situation where I sent the bishop out, because that's where things really took a turn. Interesting. I did not spot that at all. Did not spot that at all, that I had... sacrifice the knight in order to pick up a knight, and picking up a pawn in the process. I actually pick up 2 pawns because this bishop would have helped out. So I could have picked up 2 pawns. Man, maybe not. My opponent probably just could have pushed and defended, but captures. If my opponent captures back, then captures, and now this pawn is under attack. How do they defend that pawn? Like that, maybe? Still, that's I'm up a pawn, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, yeah. And then 3 pieces each. I wonder why it has such a huge advantage. Oh, because there's a fork here. Okay, yeah, so but now with the knight over here, the knight blocks, and my queen can infiltrate. Well, not really, though. The queen's never gonna get past this knight. But I guess I can push. I don't know. All right, anyway, let's take a look at, yeah, what just a mistake. So the engine says putting the bishop here on h6 was good. I just couldn't turn it. Wow, there's where it goes right there. So I have 2 pieces. My queen is overloaded. Okay, so that's another lesson that we learned, is overloaded pieces. My queen is overloaded. It's trying to defend too many things at once. And just unable to do it. So, yep, slide the rook over or get the bishop out of the way. Damn, so that's where I blew it right there. I could have traded differently, taken here, and then the best my opponent could come up with was either a pawn or a bishop, so probably take the bishop, which allows me to take the knight, and that's an even trade. All right. But by taking here, I undefended the bishop and dropped the whole piece. Wow, what a swing that is. What an absolute swing. Now I'm 2 pieces down. Yep. So that was just bad math on my part. Well, poopers. All right, guys, that was an interesting game. It did not go the way I was hoping it would. It realistically boiled down. It had nothing to do with the aggressiveness of this push. It had everything to do with the fact that my queen was overloaded, trying to defend too many things at once, and just can't defend everything. Yeah, the queen is just overloaded. And then and then this was just bad calculations. Just 100% bad calculations. So now my knight is under attack 3 times. So moving the knight, it's just a sacrifice, though. It is absolutely a sacrifice because there's nothing to defend this knight. It's attacked twice, only defended once. So this is just a true sacrifice. Just throwing away a knight. So, and that's where we drop our second piece. Just bad math. All right, guys, this was a poor showing by your boy. It happens, you know, it happens. We have good games, we have bad games. That's why we're gonna sit around this 1350 to 1400 range. We're gonna sit here for a long time probably, while we keep making mistakes like this. As long as we make mistakes like this, then we'll sit here. But you know what? It's better than we were, right? We started this whole thing at around 1100 when we started taking it, I don't want to say seriously, but when we started actually, you know, recording our games, we were around 1100. So, you know, not too shabby. Not too shabby. Alrighty, guys. I'm a little mad at myself, a little disappointed. But you know what? There's always another game. So let's close this one out and let's pick up another game. All right? Bye, guys.